Hello and welcome back to another Final Table commentary. If at any point in time you find yourself not caring for the commentary, there'll be a link in the description down below to the video and BCP Poker Replay's YouTube account. So if you choose to do so, you can go check out the action in some silence. With that being said, let's hop on into it. Today we got a 5:30 kickoff from WCOOP 2023. We got Martom Chat with the 8-8 going for the raise under the gun. Paul and Ho with an ace and a king will dunk it all in off 18 blinds. Then we got Pally to their left. We got Don't Mess With Me. We got Probris. I Was Cream, Peppa Pig, Kovaliski, and Vocas. So instead of the all-in 3-bet, Paul and Ho goes for a super small one. Looks super strong. We'll see what Martom Chat does in response. They play call. They flop the flush draw. Queen 4-3 flop. All diamonds. Paul and Ho in the tank. Will bet 1.5 blinds into 12. Tom will come along to the turn. 8 of spades. That's a set for Tom. Not much doing for Paul and Ho. Hopefully they just find the check back. Obviously it'd be a snap call as there's 4 of a kind for Tom. Ace high for Paul and Ho. No reason to bluff with the ace king of clubs. Tom will dunk it all in and a quick fold from Paul and Ho. Ace 9 for Don't Mess With Me with the big stack. We'll see if they go for the open. They land on the fold. Cream with a queen and a jack. From the hijack we'll raise it on up. Oh, this feels weird. I haven't done this in a couple of weeks. It is good to be back in the booth, let me tell you. 9-6 for Tom in the big blind. Plenty of chips to defend. Ace 8-4 flop goes check. Bet. Fold. And we're moving along. Queen 10 suited for cream. Boppity boo. We'll go for the open. Oh, I don't even know what to do with myself. I just gotta wait for the action to play out. King deuce for Paul and Ho in the big blind. I think we find the fold here. That they do. King deuce just doesn't play super well. Peppa Pig gets a couple of queens. Prober with the jack 10 suited might rip it in. Nah, they go for the min open. That's nice to see. Peppa Pig might go for the small 3-bet. No, they go for a big ass 3-bet, 8.6 blinds. And then what does Pally do in the big blind with a couple of 10s? Are we able to find the fold? Nicely done by Pally. Probris will land on the fold as well. Peppa the Pig's big 3-bet will get through pre-flop. Aces for Don't Mess With Me. Queen, queen for Tom. Boppity boo, boppity boo. Kovaliski goes for the open with the 6-5 suited. Tom will play call with the queen, queen. Don't mess with me in the big blind with those aces. Deep in the tank, we'll stick in the 3-bet to 11 blinds. Kovaliski will get out of the way, I think. The 3-bet's just a little bit too big to defend with 6-5 suited. There's the fold. Tom likely just a call here. They do when we both flop a set. Oh, I remember this hand. Oh no. Top set versus middle set. Ace queen 6 flop. Don't Mess With Me bets about 6 blinds. Tom in the tank. We'll find the call jack on the turn. So king 10 makes a straight. Boppity boo. There's still the flush draw. There's still ace queen. There's still ace king. For both players. Tom could slow play the ace king pre-flop. Could have ace queen suited. King 10 is most likely to be with Don't Mess With Me, as I don't think Tom is going to have the king 10 suited pre-flop, as they'll just fold as we see the jack on the river. Boppity boo, boat over boat. Now you'd think 100% of the time Don't Mess With Me will rip it all in. Don't Mess With Me lands on the check, and you would think Tom will rip it all in for value or go for some sort of value bet. with the boat. Losing to Jack, but like I was saying, don't mess with me can still have King 10, Ace Queen, Ace King, Ace Jack. There's so many hands. It goes check, check. It's one of the most interesting poker hands I've ever seen in my life. Someone let me know what you think about the hand. Does Tom need to go for value on the river there, or is that just the best check back ever? Somebody suggested collusion before. I think it might have just been one of the best checkbacks we've ever seen. As we see, don't mess with me, rip in the Jack 5. Probris will get a full double up with the pair of aces. Ace, ace for Peppa Pig. It feels like there should be so much more said about the boat over boat. But like, I just don't know what to say about it because it's such an interesting hand. Let's see what my brain can come up with. So again, Tom could go for value on the river against Ace King, Ace Queen, King 10, Ace Jack. Loses the aces and jacks as Peppa the Pig doesn't get much value there. I hope the volume doesn't need to be turned down. It's kind of loud in my ears. We'll turn it down just a smidge. Hopefully it's not too annoying. I was cream with the pair of aces. Don't mess with me with the 10-7. That's a middle pair. Is it surprising to see don't mess with me check on the river? Kinda so. You can still get called by queens. You lose to Jack, which is a very possible holding for Tom. But with that being said, Tom called a small bet on the flop. How likely is it are they going to show up with Jack there on the Ace Queen X flop? Maybe if they have a backdoor royal flush draw, but like it wasn't like it was a super small bet. It was like 6 blinds into 20 some. So it's not surprising to see Tom show up with a couple of queens. It would be kind of surprising to see them show up with a couple of jacks or King 10. Ace Queen is another holding Tom is likely to show up with. And then maybe Ace King as well. And I think the Ace King folds to your jam on the river. I think the Ace Queen might find the call. Queen Queen obviously finds the call. Jack obviously finds the call. But Tom shouldn't have the straight, the King 10 straight. So it's a super interesting spot. I would have figured don't mess with me would just jam it all in. Instead, we're moving along. Tom survives with their 40 blinds. That puts them in 3rd place. Paul and Ho with a king and a queen will stick in their stack and likely get it through preflop. King 9 suited for cream. Tom in the big blind with a jack and a 10 of the same suit. 5-7 suited for Kovaliski. Boppity boo. We'll play call from the button. Tom can go for a 3-bet here if they want to. Look to buy the pot pre-flop or take it post. They choose the ladder. King 8-4 goes check. The ladder? The ladder. It's one of those two. In the end, we got Kovaliski with the straight draw and the flush draw taking a stab on the King 8-4 flop. Cream with the toppest of pairs. Boppity boo. We'll play call. Queen of hearts on the turn, so another flush draw out there. Plenty of straight draws. Kovaliski with both of those going on. We'll check it on back. Make a pair of 5s on the river. That's not good enough for the pot. They have some resemblance of showdown value against missed flush draws and missed straight draws. I don't think they call a bet, but I don't think they bluff either. So the King 9 will take a stab. We'll see if Kovaliski is curious enough to find the call. There's just so much Jack 10, Ace Jack, boppity boo. The flush draws. 10-9 suited. That sort of bullshit. In the end, Kovaliski finds the fold. Probris with an ace and a queen will go for the open. Ace Jack for Kovaliski will 3-bet. Paul and Ho will fold the big blind with an ace and a 9. Probris will stick in their stack. Quick call from Kovaliski. Any jacks? Oh, we got a lot of chop outs to a 4 or a 9, but instead Probers gets the full double. Doopity doo 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 doo. Second time that's happened. They're up to 31 blinds. Just behind Tom now. A6 for Peppa Pig. We'll see if they go for the open. They do find it. Pally in the big blind with a queen and a jack. Shirley's gonna defend. Let's go to the frickin' flop. Queen, jack, 8. 1 diamond for Peppa. Top 2 for Pally. 10-9 is a flop straight. Boppity boo. Peppa Pig might just take a free turn here. Instead, they do go for the 2 big blind bet. Pally can rip it all in. And Peppa the Pig will find the fold. Do 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 do. King and a king for don't mess with me. Not much going on for anybody else. They might just get a walk here. Jack 7 for Kovaliski. Not quite playable, it's offsuit. 3-7 for Paulinho on the button will find the fold. And a queen and a 3 will hit the muck. Kings get a walk. Got a couple acey deuces in the blinds. We'll see if anybody opens up. Vocast with a queen and a jack. They could go for the min open. They've been silent. The Rays would get some respect. Vocast says no, we'll find a better spot. Do 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 do, don't mess with me. Raises on up. Bro Boris calls. King 8-7 flop goes bet fold and we're moving along. Oh, bet call, just kidding. Just kidding, bet call. Queen on the turn. So we got $57,000 for first place in a 530 entry. That's a pretty good payday. We see 4K for the first player to bust. Ace 10 for Peppa the Pig. Ace King for Paulinho. Peppa might pass on the spot. But then I was just looking at all the money ladders and all that shit. And I was just thinking about ICM and whatnot. What's Peppa the Pig going to do here? Go for the min open. Paulinho will rip it all in. Do we call the 5 big blinds? 5 into 17? What would be 17? Getting such a great price. Peppa does find the call. Uh-oh, straight outs. 9 or queen does not come. Paulinho gets the full double. So just like that, Paulinho with 17 blinds now. Peppa the Pig in last place as an ace and a 10. Hopefully they find the jam spot here. They don't necessarily want to put their life on the line. Or sorry, they're in second last. Vocast is just slightly behind them with 14.5 blinds. Peppa does find the jam. Good shit. This will just buy the pot pre-flop. No need to mess around with don't mess with me. Do 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 doopity do. 10-6 suited. Don't mess with me. We'll raise it on up and take it down pre. Kovaliski with an 8 and a 10 in the big blind. Maybe just plays call. Could always fold. What do we do, Kovaliski? They're gonna land on the call. Ace jack 6 flop goes check. What do we do? Don't mess with me goes for the small bet. Kovaliski with some backdoor straight draws. We'll find the fold on the flop. No surprises there. Would have been cool to see a check raise, but I don't think it's the spot. Not with Kovaliski's holding. Ace 8 suited for Tom. We'll go for the raise under the gun. Good to see they're still getting after it. Doobity doo 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 doo. The raise gets through pre-flop. Ace 10 for Paulinho. They'll raise it on up under the gun. Tom in the big with a jack and a 4 will find the fold. King 9 suited for Pally under the gun will fold. Ace and a jack for don't mess with me will raise it on up. Cream with a couple of 8s. Ace 8 suited for Kovaliski will see the raise. Cream finds the call. Kovaliski could 3-bet or fold. I don't think we want to play call here with ace-8 suited. But Kovaliski might teach us a thing or two. There's the 3-bet. No surprises there. Ace-Jack might hit the muck. 8-8 might hit the muck. Boppity boo, nice steal there from Kovaliski. Ace-9 for don't mess with me. We'll raise it on up under the gun. Doesn't look like there's much else going on here. Tom with an ace and a 10 could find the call. Could 3-bet, they land on the fold option. Pally in the big with a king and a 9. We'll just fold pre-flop. Queen 9 for Peppa the Pig. It is suited, but they're going to land on the fold. Ace-Jack for Tom. We'll go for the open. What size do we go? Interesting choice here for Tom. They go 2.3x. Or 2.3 big blind, sorry. Don't mess with me. We'll call with the 6-4. Flop a pair of 6s, but it's an ace-high board. Tom will bet half pot. Don't mess with me with the option. Just lands on the fold. Nicely done. Ace-Queen for Pally. Jack-Jack for Paulinho. We'll see a flip for Pally's life. Don't think Kovaliski raises 10-5 suited. Paulinho will raise. Pally will jam. Paulinho will call. And then good luck to these two. Who's going to walk away with the 30 big blind stack? Even a little bit more, 33 ace high board. That's good news for Pally. No jack or 10 for Paulinho. And just like that, Pally's got 33 blinds. Paulinho's got a king and a jack. With 2.5 bigs, they'll be all in. Cream will find the call in the big. Looks like another flip, this time for Paulinho's life. Cream will stick it all in. Paulinho will call. Jack on the flop. Any threes, dealer? Nope, but another jack. Paulinho survives. Blinds go up. So just like that, we still haven't lost a body. That's pretty interesting. Jack 3 suited for don't mess with me. We'll raise it on up. Cream with a king and a queen. Could 3-bet, could fold, could call. All the options are in play. Jack 9, 6 flop. That's top pair for don't mess with me. But we got a nut straight on the turn for Cream. I wonder how long don't mess with me hangs in there with their top pair weak kicker. They aren't going to want to see this juicy ass bet on the turn. 4 big blinds into 6. We see a quick call. 10 on the river. 14 blinds in the middle. Diamonds miss. 8-7 made a straight on the turn. King Queen made a straight on the turn. Queen 8 made a straight on the turn. Cream will check. Quick check from don't mess with me. And Cream takes a nice pot. Ace and a jack for Probus. Pally with a couple of 8s will open it on up. Ace Queen in the big blind for Kovaliski. Probus find the call. Probus finds the call. Three bet from Kovaliski to 7 blinds. Pally will find the fold. Probus will find the fold. They are in position. It's a small 3-bet. 5 into about 18 blinds. But Probus still finds the nice fold there. Ace and an 8 for don't mess with me. We'll raise it on up. King Queen for Kovaliski in the small. Can play 3-bet, can play call. I don't think we fold off 60 blinds. That doesn't make much sense. A 3-bet makes a lot of sense. Oh, Kovaliski just taught us a thing or two. Says just fold. Just fold the King Queen. Because don't mess with me could always mess with me. Vocast with the 10-5 suited in the big blind will defend. Just look to flop a piece. Ace 8 6 flop goes check, bet fold, and we're moving along. Focus with the backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw, just has to find the fold. Probers with a couple of queens, we'll see an open. Jack 9 for Tom in the big blind, we'll see if they defend or not. Doopity doo, doopity doo. King 7 for Vocas will fold. Tom in the big. We'll find the call. 7, 6, 4 flop. Not much doing here for Tom. Backdoor straight draws. We'll likely just check fold. Oh, but we get a check check. Jack on the turn. Top is to pairs for Tom. 6 blinds in the middle. Tom bets real small. Probers finds a raise. If Tom can find a fold here, 4 on the river, that'd be pretty sweet. 13 blinds behind. Probers will rip it all in. Tom goes deep in the tank and he does find the fold. Nicely done. 10-7 suited for don't mess with me. We'll raise it on up. Peppa the pig with an ace and a jack. King queen for Tom in the small. Peppa finds the call. Ace 4 suited for Vocas. We'll fold. Tom will fold the small. Queen 8 suited for Paul and Ho in the big. 2 live cards in the flush draw. We'll find the fold. Ace 10 7 flop. That's bad news for Peppa the pig, who is top pair. Don't mess with me with bottom 2. Sorry. Peppa will bet 2 blinds into 6.7. Don't mess with me lands on the call. 9 on the turn. So many straight draws. Peppa the pig has 1 as well. Looking for an 8 or a jack or an ace. Don't mess with me. Goes deep in the tank. Don't think too long about this one. Oh no, they do find the call. Any ace, jack, or 8. We don't see it. We see a 2 on the river. Don't mess with me gets the job done there with the 2 pairs. King 9 suited for don't mess with me. We'll raise it on up. Paul and Ho in the small blind with a queen and a jack. Might just find the fold here. The raise gets through pre. Ace and a 5 for Tom. We'll find the fold. Pally in the small with a king and an 8. Well, he just finds the fold. I thought we were going to limp it on in. Not this time. Not here. Not today. Cream with an ace and a 9 will raise under the gun. Probers with a couple of jacks. Might see a call here pre-flop. Just look to keep the pot small. King, queen, 4 flop. Cream could steal this one away. Go for a bet, Cream. I don't know if the flop bet gets the job done or not. 1.5 blinds. The tank might be indicative of some weakness. Probers does find the call. 6 of hearts on the turn. Cream can go for a big bet and buy the pot here. There's the big bet. Quick fold from Probers. Nicely done by Cream. They're up to about 40 blinds. Nicely done. They get rewarded with an ace and a king. We'll see Paul and Ho rip in their 2.7 blinds with the queen 10 suited. Do 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 bitty do do doop 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 do doop doop doo. Probers will fold the jack and the 10. Cream will call the big blind or rip it all in, whatever you want to do. Oh, we do get a call from Probers. I wasn't expecting this with the jack 10 off. Cream will go for the 3 bet. What size do we go? Like 4 blinds? Like 3? 5.5. Paul and Ho will quickly call. Probers quickly folds. Any queen or 10. No, we lose Paul and Ho. Boppity boo. Do 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 do. 4 and a king for Cream. We're playing 45 blinds deep. They go for the Limpsky, Kovaliski, dominating them with the king and a queen in the big. We'll raise it on up and take it down pre. Boppity boo. Looks like this will fold to Kovaliski with the queen 10 Vocas with the ace and the 3. This will get in pre-flop. Any queen or 10. Oh, now a jack will do. A 6 would have done. Kovaliski misses on the straight draw, on the pair draw. Vocas gets the full double. Couple of 5s for Don't Mess With Me. We'll raise it on up. Couple of ducks for cream. We'll fold. 8 jack for Kovaliski. Thinks about it for a second, but finds the fold as well. Queen 8 suited for cream. We'll go for the open. Kovaliski with king 3 suited. Could 3-bet here. We could just fold as well. There's the 3-bet. You love to see it. Cream will be put in a pickle, but swiftly folds. King jack for Don't Mess With Me in the big blind. Vocus with an ace and a 3. We'll see if they rip it all in for 11 blinds or just look for a better spot. If they want chips, if they want to get back in the game, they'll rip it all in. If they're waiting for a better spot, that makes plenty of sense. They're just hoping that somebody else encounters a cooler. Couple of aces for Pally. King 8 suited for Kovaliski. We'll see Pally go for the super small 3-bet to 5.5 blinds. Kovaliski will likely fold, even though they're getting a great price. Do. Don't jam it all in, Kovaliski. This will not work out for you. Unless diamonds are coming. We'll never know. Blinds go up. So a big cooler for Tom to start this bad boy off with the queen. Don't Mess With Me with a couple of aces. Both players flop a set. We see a small bet from Don't Mess With Me. Call from Tom. Jack on the turn. Did it go check on the turn? One of the most interesting hands in the world. I wish I could recall all the action. I think there was another bet on the turn. Another call. River goes check, which is most interesting. Boppity boo as Don't Mess With Me steals a little pot there with the 9 high. But anyways, Tom has done a good job of surviving ever since that cooler. Vocas with the ace and the 4 will stick it all in. Tom's taken a few opportunities from the big blind to defend. They've had the chips to do so. Just hasn't worked out for him as well. But done a good job of navigating so far. Don't Mess With Me with a 7 and a 4. We'll raise it on up. Cream with an ace and a jack. We'll 3-bet it on up. And likely get it through pre. 9-8 for Kovaliski. We'll go in the tank for half a second and find the fold. Don't Mess With Me follows suit as well. King 9 for cream. We'll see if they open it up. They just pass on the spot. This will fold to Vocas, who will rip it in with the queen and the 10 of the same suit. And they'll take it down pre-flop. All in and a swift fold. Are we recording? We're recording. Good stuff. Ace and an 8 for cream. Boppity boo, boppity bee. We'll raise it on up. Ace and a 3 for Vocas. Jack 10 for Pally in the big blind. Not going to defend this time. Does make some sense as Vocas has 12 blinds. Tom has 15. So Pally off of 17.5 is going to have to play super tight. We also got Probers with 16 bigs. And we got a few $1,000 can be made if we just sit and hang out patiently. Jack versus ace king. No ace or king or jack for Vocas. So they're Gonzo Alonzo. Everybody gets a ladder. Everybody's quite ecstatic. Kovaliski, one of the bigger stacks, getting a little bit bigger. We lose a body. We see an ace high flop. Probers with the backdoor flush draw with the straight draw to the 4. Sees a 1 big blind bet. Doobity doo. Probers goes for the raise. This is some beautiful poker here. Rep the 5-4 straight. Get a 6 on the turn, so the straight draw gets longer. Doesn't pick up any outs though. Probers will bet another 3 blinds. Don't think the bet gets through here. It looks super strong if we're being honest. Ace 5 is not an easy call. 9 on the river. Hopefully probers can find a way to jam it all in. They do find the check. Kovaliski with that pair of aces. I wanted to see if they were going to fold or not. In the end, Kovaliski will take the 18 blind pot. And then he throws probers a little emoji. A couple of them. Ace and a 10 for Tom. We'll raise it on up. Don't mess with me with a couple of ducks. We'll see if they find the call here. Not here, not today. Cream in the big blind with a 5 and a 7 will call. King 10 4 flop goes check. Do we bet the ace 10? Tom says yeah, we'll bet it real small. And the bet will get through. Too many draws out there. Tom says we can't check it on back. You don't want to face a check raise on the flop, so that's why I was wondering if Tom would elect to check it back, but they say no. Small bet. King 6 suited will go for the raise for don't mess with me from the cutoff. Kovaliski in the big with a 5 and a 4 will defend. Ace King Jack flop goes check, bet fold, and we're moving along. Ace Queen for Pally will raise it on up. What's going on here? Jack 10 for Kovaliski in the small, I think finds the fold. Ace 8 for Tom in the big might fold as well, as Pally's been rather snug. And again, this is a position where Pally is not going to be raising a lot of holdings. They're going to be playing some tight ranges, as probers is sitting there with 7 blinds. Tom still finds the call. Very interesting stuff. Queen 9 7 flop goes check, bet fold, and we're moving along. Tom with 3 in a row. Sees a 2 big blind bet, but still has to fold. 5-5 for probers. We'll rip it all in and get it through pre. They're up to 9 blinds. Ooh, ace king. Nope, that's an ace and a queen versus a king and a queen. There we go. Tom with an ace and a 5 will find the fold. King queen comes along to the flop. King queen 8 flop goes check. Check. Nope, Kovaliski goes for the small bet. Plenty of straight draws. Backdoor flush draws. Don't mess with me goes for the check raise. This is why Kovaliski would elect to check back the flop. They don't want to see the check raise on the flop. Kovaliski still pays the bet. 7 on the turn. Don't mess with me. Bet's real large. 15 blinds. Kovaliski will fold. I do think so. There we go. And we're moving along. Ooh, a couple of aces for Tom. They'll raise it on up the minimum price. Probers in the big blind with a king and a 3. Ace 3 2 flop. Probers will rip it all in. Quick call from Tom. A king on the turn. Boppity boo. That's pretty rude. Tom is down to 6 blinds now. Not much to say there. Zappa, Pally will raise it on up and take it down pretty with the ace and the queen. It is kind of interesting with that low ass board. You would expect your opponent to completely miss it, have some sort of like ace queen, ace jack, ace 10 maybe, as we've seen Tom open those up. Some sort of king queen, queen jack maybe, jack 10 suited. So Prober sees that small board. They rip it all in. Tom will find the call with the jack and the 4, ace high board. Any 4s? No, Tom is Gonzo Alonzo. Kovaliski knocks him on out. There's no bounty, but everybody gets the ladder. So anyways, Probers with that pair of 3s rips it all in on the flop. It does make some sense, as you would expect your opponent to have about 25% with all their overcards. And then there's sometimes where you're just completely dominating like a king queen, but some of that will find the fold on the flop. So you'd expect your jam to get through, and then you get called by aces and the better pocket pairs. All the over pairs, even like 6s. if Tom's going to open that up, and I don't know if Tom does find the open with a couple of sixes, playing the short stack. So it's an interesting hand. So if your opponent has, like, what, say, at least nines, maybe eights as well, but then some of that might just rip it in pre-flop. From Tom's perspective. As we see a 3 on the river. No king or queen for cream. Kowalski makes the straight. So I'm just trying to like think about Tom's range. He did have like ace-10 offsuit in there. So he's going to have plenty of that ace-x, which has a straight draw and a couple of overcards. So if that's what you expect your opponent to have most times, Prober's jam makes a lot of sense. As we see Kowalski raise the set, or not the set, sorry, the straight. And the raise gets through. Doopity doo. So Prober's play looked a little chaotic, but it actually makes a lot of sense when you talk it out. Ace-9 for don't mess with me. We'll go for the small 3-bet. King-queen for Pally. We'll find the call. 10-3 2 flop. Ace-9 will go for a small bet. 2 blinds into 11.5 and another call from Pally. Queen on the turn. That's a good card. Pally with the backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw on the flop. 2 over cards. Sees a super small bet. We'll find the call, but an ace on the river. Oh no. This was supposed to be Pally's pot. Instead, don't mess with me makes the toppest of pairs. 15 blinds will slide their way. It goes check check. Boppity boo. King 4 for Kowalski might rip it all in. Pally with a couple of sixes hopefully finds the call and gets a full double here. Oh no, Pally folds. Oh no. Ace king for Pally. Queen 10 for don't mess with me in the big blind. Pally rips. And don't mess with me quickly folds. Ace and a 4 for Kowalski will raise. Prober's in the big with a queen and a 5 of the same suit will defend. 10-8 5 flop goes check, bet call. I suppose Kowalski could check it back here. They do go for about a half pot size bet. Prober's will call, pick up a flush draw on the turn. They cannot fold now. No way. All in from Kowalski. Prober's has 90% here. They do find the call facing the overbet. Kowalski just looking for an ace that's not a spade. Right? They might have had a little straight draw in there too. I'm not too sure. Prober's does find the call in the end. They're up to 30 blinds. Don't mess with me with a 5 and an 8. We'll raise from the button and take it down pre. And they pick up an ace and a jack of the same suit. They'll raise. Kowalski will defend the jack 9 suited in the big. Do 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 do. 6-4 2 flop. 1 diamond for Kowalski. No spade for don't mess with me. But they've got the pre-flop aggression advantage, so they'll take a stab. Kowalski will find the fold. Another pot slides. Don't mess with me's way. Just a little protection bet with the ace jack. Make sure you clean up all your equity there on the flop. It's not horrific to get the jack 9 to fold. Ooh, a couple of 9s for Prober's, a couple of aces for Cream, a couple of 5s for Kowalski. Prober's will go for the raise. Cream will 3-bet. 5s will hit the muck. 9-3 for Pally will hit the muck. Prober's will have 1 out. They do find the all in. Oh, they got some backdoor straight draws, but they don't pick up any equity on the turn. No 9 for Prober's. Just like that, they're down to 8 blinds. Ace jack for Kowalski will raise. And take it down pre. Jack 7 suited for don't mess with me. We'll fold the small. King 10 for Pally will find the fold. 9-6 suited for Cream gets a walk. King 8 for don't mess with me will raise it on up. Ace and a 5 for Kowalski. Do we 3-bet here? Don't Mess With Me is getting a little annoying, so Kovaliski does find the 3-bet. And the 3-bet gets through. Jack 3 suited for Don't Mess With Me will find the fold. Kovaliski will rip it all in with an 8 and a 7 and take it down pre. Jack for Kovaliski will raise, and 8-6 for Don't Mess With Me. Could defend the big blind. We could just fold pre-flop as well. King Jack 7 goes check, bet, fold, and we're moving along. 3 in a row for Don't Mess With Me. Might find the check raise every once in a while, but might prefer to have a backdoor flush draw to go along with their 3 in a row. King Queen for Pally will stick in most their stack. Probers will fold to 6-7 suited in the big. Queen 4 suited for Don't Mess With Me will raise it on up and take it down pre. I suppose Cream can defend Queen 3 suited. We got 42 blinds. Ace Queen 6 flop. Goes check, bet, call. We're off to the turn. 3 of spades. Oh no. I don't think Don't Mess With Me. Oh, ace on the river. This is a chop pot. This is a chop pot. River goes check, check, and we chop it up. Sorry, what I was trying to say was Don't Mess With Me isn't going to put in another bet anyways. So Cream makes 2 pair on the turn. Had it hold up. They don't get any more value. Ace 10 folds to small. Kovaliski will let go of their bullshit. Don't Mess With Me getting away with murder. Ace 8 suited for Probers will rip it all in. Ace 9 for Kovaliski will fold to small. King 9 for Don't Mess With Me will call. They flop, or they turn a straight. Holy shit. Words got very difficult there. I might need a break. Ace 10 for Kovaliski will raise, and Don't Mess With Me will defend the big blind with a 7-4 suited. Boopity boo, boop boop boo. There's the call. Ace 9 4 flop goes check. Top pair with a fair kicker. Kovaliski will find the call. What the fuck? Kovaliski will bet. What the hell just happened to my brain there? Don't Mess With Me will check raise. Holy shit. Sorry you had to witness that. Kovaliski bets on the flop, faces the check raise, finds the call, 6 on the turn. So no help for Don't Mess With Me. They'll check it on over to Kovaliski. 15 blinds in the middle. Whoa. My brain just shut down. Jack on the river goes check. I don't know if Kovaliski bets again. The check raise on the flop was so scary. You don't want to face another check raise. Kovaliski still finds the value bet. Very nicely done. 10 blinds to go. And Don't Mess With Me will fold. King 10 for Kovaliski will raise it on up. Boppity boo, boppity boo. Ace and a 3 for Pally. We'll raise and take it down pre. 8-8 for Don't Mess With Me. We'll raise and take it down pre. So everybody's got 20k locked up for their 5:30 entry. That's a pretty damn good day. The next ladder's for 9k and then 11k. Then we got a 17k heads up battle. That's pretty big. King Jack for Pally will rip it all in and take it down pre-flop. Don't Mess With Me with the king and the 7. We'll raise and take it down pre. Queen 10 for Pally. Don't do it. They do stick in their stack. Don't Mess With Me with a king and a 10. We'll lay it down, so this will get through pre-flop for Pally. They get one through. They steal it away from Don't Mess With Me, and they're up to 10 blinds surviving. 9-8 suited for Don't Mess With Me will raise and take it down pre. Jack 10 for Don't Mess With Me in the big might get a walk. Nope, Pally will limp in the 6-4 suited. King 10 4 flop, both players with a pair. Pally bets a big blind. Don't Mess With Me will call. 6 on the turn. Pally makes 2 pairs. That's bad news for Don't Mess With Me. Although, to be fair, they just got second pair. They aren't going to love this this action here. No, they are not. Would have been a very nice fold. We get a 9 on the river. Pally will check it on over. Don't Mess With Me will check. And Pally scoops the pot. Ace and a jack for Don't Mess With Me. Raise 3.5 blinds and take it down pre. Jack 7 suited for Pally will fold. A couple of ducks for Don't Mess With Me. Ace 10 suited for Kowalski. In the big, we'll see a raise. And a call. A jack 6-5 flop. Goes check. Bet. Do we float with ace 10 of hearts with no heart out there? Kowalski says no. We can just fold on the flop. King 7 for Don't Mess With Me will raise. Kowalski with a 10 and an 8 in the small blind will fold. 9-10 suited versus ace 8 suited. This could get all in pre. Pally does rip it in. A quick call from Don't Mess With Me. Any 9s or 10s or 8s. 8 on the river. Pally gets the full double. Doopity-doo, doopity-doo. Ace and a jack for Kowalski will raise. And take it down pre. Cream with an ace and a 3 in the small blind. We'll see what they elect to do. Playing about 35 blinds deep with Kowalski. We could go for a raise. We could just play limp as well. Continue that strategy would make a lot of sense. We do see the limp. Kowalski with a 6 and a 10. We'll check it on back. We get a jack 7-4 flop goes check. Do we check the 6-10? Nah, Kowalski bets a blind. Cream's going nowhere. 9 on the turn. So Kowalski picks up a couple of straight draws. Nope, just looking for the 8, a 6 or a 10, or the big bet to get through, and that will do. Ace jack for Don't Mess With Me will raise it on up. Ace 5 off for Kowalski could always 3-bet from the small blind, but they elect to fold this time. Pally will call queen 6 off. Good to see they're playing a wider range from the big blind, now that they've got some chips to throw around. King 10 8 flop goes check bet fold, and blinds go up. Am I recording? Yep, you pressed the record button. Awesome. Queen 5 for Don't Mess With Me will face a limp and raise it on up and take it down pre. King 4 suited for Kowalski. They'll go for the open. Pally with a king and a queen will rip it all in. It's suited and booted. Ace jack for Cream in the big blind. We'll just fold. Looks like Pally will get one through pre. 5 and a 4 for Don't Mess With Me. We'll raise it on up. King 2 for Kowalski in the big blind. Could always defend, but it's not suited. Doesn't flop super well. Doesn't play well. So Kowalski just passes. Ace 2 suited. Kowalski could 3-bet. Facing Don't Mess With Me's open. There it is. Gotta say, I love the way Kowalski's playing. Going for the 3-bets pre-flop against Don't Mess With Me. Taking all the spots. And the 3-bet gets through pre. 10-10 for Cream. They'll raise. King 7 for Don't Mess With Me in the big blind. They got so many chips. 67 blinds. They do find the call. Both players with straight draws. 9, 8, 6 flop. The overpair for Cream will bet large. 2.5 blinds into 5. Don't Mess With Me will probably find the call. They could always check raise. There's the check raise, and it's rather small. 6.2 blinds in total for Cream to go. Cream in the tank. They'll rip it all in, and they'll buy the pot on the flop. Ace 4 for Kowalski will raise it on up and take it down pre-flop. Queen 5 for Pally will fold. I don't know why I thought they were going to go for the open. Don't Mess With Me with the king and a 5 will raise and take it down pre. Queen 6 for Don't Mess With Me will raise. King 8 for Pally and the big will defend. Jack 6 3 flop. Don't Mess With Me with the middle pair. Pally in the big with not much doing. Just king high sees a super small bet. Will find the call. 4 on the turn. Interesting change of pace from Pally. They played the whole final table rather snug. And then we get to the river here. Pally blocks the nut straight with 8-7. Or sorry, King 8 is what they hold. 8-7 is the nut straight. Pally will bet 3.7 blinds, about half pot. This would be a nice call from Don't Mess With Me, but I think that image that Pally has built, just a tight player, gets the fold there on the river. So great job from Pally so far. A couple of 9s for Don't Mess With Me. They'll flop a set. Kovaliski with a straight draw to the 10. We'll bet really small. Doobity-doo, doobity-doo. Don't Mess With Me unblocks the top pair, so they'll go for the check raise on the flop. So many straight draws out there. Kovaliski finds the call. Jack of hearts on the turn. 14 blinds in the middle. I think Don't Mess With Me goes for another large bet, and then Kovaliski has to find the fold. This is just a little bit too strong of action. We'll see if Kovaliski comes along to the river. 10 more blinds would have Kovaliski in third place if they don't find a way to win this pot. 6 on the river. Don't Mess With Me loses to Queen 10, King King, and Jack Jack. Earlier in the tournament, they elected to check versus Tom with a boat. This time with the set, they rip it all in, and Kovaliski goes deep in the tank and folds the pair of jacks. So big pot going Don't Mess With Me's way. Kovaliski down to 33 blinds, Cream with 33 blinds, and then Pally, who is hung out snug, and then found a way to put their foot on the gas. Finds himself with 24 blinds, four-handed. Don't Mess With Me will raise up 10-7 suited and get it through pretty. Doopity-doo, 80 blinds for Don't Mess With Me. Not much doing here. Pally with an ace and a 9 in the small. We'll see if they go for the limp, if they go for the raise. What do you want to do, Pally? They limp it on in. Induce a raise from Don't Mess With Me 10's, or Don't Mess With Me's 10-4. Pally will rip it all in and take it down pre-flop. What a broken ass sentence. What a broken ass little paragraph that was. Anyways, we're moving along. Pally with a king and a 10 will raise. Cream in the big with a jack and a 10 will call. 8-4-2 flop goes check. Do we bet? I don't know if Pally bets on the flop, jack on the turn. Poker Stars would do that. Cream with the toppest of pairs, we'll check it on over. Pally with not much doing, we'll check it on back. Ace on the river. Pally could always try to rip the ace, but they also have some showdown value with the king high, so they elect just to show it down. And Cream will take the pot with the pair of jacks. King 7 suited for Pally. This is a wide open, but we love to see it. Cream will go for the small 3-bet with ace deuce suited, and it will get through pretty. Don't Mess With Me with an ace and an 8 will raise. Pally will defend the 9-4 suited and flops quite well. Jack 9-2 flop. 2 spades for Pally. Don't mess with me with the backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw. Sees the 4 clubs on the turn. That's a good card. We could check back and look to realize our equity. Don't Mess With Me elects to do that. 10 on the river. Boppity boo, boppity boo. Pally goes for the value bet with the pair of 9s here. Ace high for Don't Mess With Me will find the fold. 3-3 for Cream will find the fold. Kovaliski with a king and a queen of the same suit will raise and take it down pretty. Just kidding. Don't Mess With Me goes for the 3-bet with the jack 5 off. This won't work out this time. I think Kovaliski 4-bet rips it all in. For 30 blinds, Kovaliski jams and gets it on through. Ooh, ace and a king for Kovaliski. Cream in the big with a 9 and a 7 of the same suit. Ooh, look at this stupid board. 6-5-3 goes check, check. Cream with a couple of straight draws to a 4 or an 8 sees the small bet on the flop. Plays call, makes a pair of 9s on the turn. Cream will check it on over once again. Kovaliski will certainly slow down now. 7 on the river, 2 pairs, but there's a one-liner to a 4 or an 8. Cream in the tank. We'll bet 1 blind. Just a little block bet. And certainly ace-king is not good here. I think Kovaliski can find a way to just preserve the 1 blind and move along. Nice fold from Kovaliski. Don't mess with me with a king and a 9. We'll raise and take it down pre. Dippity-doo. Ace and a 7 will raise. Base a 3-bet from a couple of 10s. Then Pally in the big with a couple of queens. What am I talking about? Kovaliski just finds the call with the 10s. Pally will do the 3-betting. 8.5 blinds to go. Don't mess with me. We'll get out of the way. And Kovaliski. I think we jam, but I could just be wrong. Pally's been so tight. We'll see what Kovaliski thinks. Are they able to get away from the 10-10? For me personally, I just rip it in here and say good luck. Kovaliski says the same deal. No 10 for Kovaliski, so Pally gets the full double. Pally's done a great job so far this final table. They really just showed you how to play your stack. Come in as one of the shorties. Navigate, navigate, navigate. Fold, 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 fold. Fold, 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 fold. Then you get a few coolers, you get a few bluffs in there. Pally trying to get a pair of 3s to fold. We'll see if they fire another barrel with the 7 of hearts on the river. Pally will just show down the ace high. 3s are good for a small pot. Boppity boo. So it looks like soon as Pally picks up chips, they're willing to throw them around. So they may be tight as they were looking to make some ladders, but I don't think they're a tight player. I think they're just a good player. Kovaliski with the jam with the 10-10 four-handed. That makes a lot of sense. Nothing they can do there. Cream with an ace and a king will face the raise from Don't Mess With Me. What size do we go? Like 6.5? Do we go smaller? Like 5.5? 4.5? How small do we go, Cream? Cream says we go large. 7 blinds to go. Looks like this will get through pre-flop. Pally in the small with a 5 and a 6 of the same suit. We'll see what they elect to do facing Don't Mess With Me with the king and the 10. Pally stays consistent with the limp. Don't Mess With Me will raise and take it down pre. 8-9 for Don't Mess With Me. We'll raise 3.5 blinds and Cream will find the fold. Couple of ducks for Don't Mess With Me. We'll raise. Kovaliski will rip it all in. And we'll have a flip for their life. Oh no, deuce on the flop. 6 on the turn, deads Kovaliski, and just like that, we're down to 3. Don't Mess With Me with a 3 and a 6 in the big blind. Will defend, flop a pair of 3s, but that's no good as Cream has a pair of 5s. Both players with backdoor straight draws. It's the same straight draw, and it'd be good news for Don't Mess With Me as we see the deuce on the turn. So we're looking for a 4. And there'll be a big ass. Oh my lord, I didn't actually expect it to come, but a 4 on the river. So we're gonna have a huge ass pot here. 8 blinds in the middle. Cream will go for a value bet. Don't Mess With Me will check raise. The question is, what size? Whoa. We should have just lost Cream, I think. The question was, what size do we go? That's the second time Don't Mess With Me checks it on over and loses or wins the minimum. Slow playing just sucks, it looks like. Don't Mess With Me is going to go for the check raise all in. Cream with the second nut straight. I guess not second nut straight, sorry, third nut straight. A 6-7 makes a straight, 6 makes a straight, and then an ace makes a straight. As Don't Mess With Me gets a couple of kings. That's the second time it hasn't worked out for Don't Mess With Me. And if I'm being honest, the more I see that happen, I think against stronger players, you just have to value bet your strong hands. Sometimes it's nice to let your opponents bluff, as we see Pally go for the raise with a couple of 10s. Don't mess with me, rips in the 6s. Any help? No help for for Don't Mess With Me. Pally gets the full double and a couple of 10s versus a couple of 7s. Are you serious, PokerStars? We get to raise the 3-bet and the 4-bet all in and a quick call from Pally. Any 7s? Oh my lord. 7 on the river, just like that. Don't Mess With Me is back in first place. So Pally is deserving of a big ass stack. Don't Mess With Me gets a little lucky there on the river. But what can you do? PokerStars is just a little fucker like that sometimes. Holy shit, so the chips are flying around. King 5 for Don't Mess With Me. But as I was saying about like the check on the river there from Don't Mess With Me. I think against weak players, I would elect to go for the check raise all in. Against strong players, it seems like you have to just bet your hand, because your opponent might just check it on back, as they're strong, capable opponents of rating what you're trying to do. Even though you would have totally expected Cream to go for some value with the third nuts on the river there. And then here's another thing. Maybe is it just an adjustment against Don't Mess With Me? Maybe he's just the type of player to slow play some super strong holdings. Gosh, it's unfortunate. It just doesn't look like it's working out for Don't Mess With Me. Looks like you should just value bet your hand and go from there. Because then when you're turning in your hand into a bluff, as the 10-8 doesn't get through, Pally calls with second pair. So it's like if you're checking your strong hands too much, when you bet, you're just bluffing too much. Which it looks like Don't Mess With Me's opponents is reading into it. And I think that's a weakness I share with Don't Mess With Me, so I think it's a interesting little lesson to be learned here as Cream goes for the super small 3-bet and takes it down pre with a 10 and a 10. 9-3 suited for Don't Mess With Me. We'll raise. Cream with a king and a queen will call. 5-5-3 flop. 2 hearts for Cream. Bottom pair for Don't Mess With Me. We get the king of clubs on the turn, so that's good enough for the pot. Cream was just sweating a 3. We get the 6 of clubs on the river. Cream sees 9 blinds in the middle. We'll go for a value bet here. 2.23 blinds, just trying to get called by a 3, maybe an ace high. And Don't Mess With Me finds the call and sees the bad news. King Queen will limp it on in. Queen 8 for Don't Mess With Me. We'll raise it on up. Whoa. We get a call from the King Queen. 10-9 6 flop. There we go. Don't Mess With Me with a straight draw to the jack or 7. We'll bet and take the pot down. AC Deucey for Don't Mess With Me. We'll limp it on in. Cream with a king and a queen. We'll raise it on up. We get a call from Don't Mess With Me. King 7-2 flop goes check, bet, call. We're off to the turn. 7 of clubs, boppity boo. Don't Mess With Me raises. Leads on out, 2.7 blinds. Oh no, a deuce on the river, so Don't Mess With Me getting some good river cards. I don't know how much Cream will pay, or what size of a bet Cream will pay off with a pair of kings here, as diamonds complete on the river. Any deuce makes a boat, any 7 makes a boat. Hard to come up with bluffs on this river. A nice fold by Cream. 6-3 for Don't Mess With Me. We'll raise and flop a flush draw. Pally with a straight draw to the jack. Backdoor straight draw to Broadway. Don't Mess With Me bets real small and takes the pot. 9-10 suited for Cream. We'll raise it on up. Don't Mess With Me with an ace and a 4 in the big. We'll call. Queen 9-8 flop goes check, bet fold, and we're moving along. Cream is disciplined and does like to, or that would lead me to believe they could check back the flop, and they do. They turn a straight. Boppity boo. What size do we go? Like 2.5? half pot. Right around half pot, Cream says, and the bet gets through. Ooh, a king and a jack for Pally, ace and a queen for Cream. Jack 6 suited for Don't Mess With Me is thinking about a 3-bet, but they find the fold. Cream will 3-bet non all in. What do we go, like 7 blinds? Do we go smaller, like 6.5? Whoa, we do go smaller, like 6.5. That was a little weird. And the 3-bet gets through. 3 and a 3 for Don't Mess With Me. Gets a call from Pally's Queen 9. Jack 8 deuce flop goes check bet. Call, we're off to the turn. Pally with a straight draw to the 10 and the backdoor heart draw. See a 7 of hearts on the turn, so good card for Pally. Don't Mess With Me with a couple of 3s. We'll check it on back. Queen on the river will give Pally the pot. Pally leads on out for a little under half pot. And Don't Mess With Me will likely find the fold with the 3-3. King 10 for Pally will limp it on in. Don't Mess With Me with an 8 and a 4. We'll raise it on up. And Pally gets the call. 8-5-4 flop goes check, bet, fold, and we're moving along. Pally with the backdoor flush draw. No backdoor straight draw in there for them. So they just find the fold on the flop with the 2 overcards. Queen Jack for Pally will raise and take it down pre. Ace and a 5 for Don't Mess With Me will raise and Pally will defend the Jack and the 2. A King 6-5 flop goes check bet fold and we're moving along. Doopity doo 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 doo. King 7 for Cream will raise it on up. Pally, oh that's not Pally, that's Don't Mess With Me. They go for the 3-bet with Queen 5 off and the 3-bet gets through. Ace Jack versus King 10. We should see a raise and a call. 3.1 blinds to go. Cream will call and we're off to the flop. 8-6-5 goes, I don't know, check, check. Cream with the backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw. Very interesting. Cream does elect to go for a small bet here. Don't Mess With Me with the backdoor flush draw finds the call. 4 on the turn. So 7's a chop pot. King or a 10 would give Cream the pot. Another bluff might get the job done as well. Said we get the 9 of diamonds on the river. 10 blinds in the middle. We'll see if Cream goes for the bluff. They get bet like what? 6.5 again? 6.6? They actually go a little bit smaller. They go for the half pot size bet. And Don't Mess With Me is thinking about a hero call with the ace high, but they do land on the fold. Nice play by Cream as blinds go up. And then we get a couple of kings for Don't Mess With Me. Ace 6 off for Pally will play call. Jack 7-7 flop goes check. Bet. I don't know. Genuinely have no idea what to do here with the ace 6. We could find the call, look to smack an ace. There's so many straight draws. We're going to have a lot of difficulties on turns and rivers. Pally says let's go to the turn and let's see what the board presents. 4 of diamonds goes check, bet, fold, and we're moving along. Ace and a 4 for Pally will limp it on in. Don't Mess With Me with a king and a 9. We'll check it on back. Queen Jack 4 flop goes bet, fold. No, it doesn't. Goes check, check, ace on the turn. 2 pairs versus straight draw. Pally bets a blind and a half. We get a call and a 10 on the river, so Don't Mess With Me getting quite lucky here on the final table in the final 3. Doobity-doo, it's a good time to run good. Don't Mess With Me will bet pot, and Pally will likely find the call with the 2 pairs, although you're beating nothing. Ace Queen, Ace Jack, Ace 10, any king. Pally finds the call and sees the bad news. Ace King for Don't Mess With Me will raise and take it down pre. King and a 4 will raise and take it down pre. So to be fair, Don't Mess With Me has really kind of deserved the situation they're in. They're playing great cards. As they have a couple of 9s versus an ace and a queen, we might see this get in pre-flop. There's the all in and a call from Cream, and 9 on the flop. And dead on the turn, Cream's out of here in 3rd place. So like I was saying, Don't Mess With Me is kind of deserved the luck they got. They did a great job the whole final table of putting pressure on their opponents. They got a little bit too tricky in a few hands where they checked, I think the third nuts in both hands with the aces and with the, was it the third nuts? No, that looks like it was the second nuts with the aces, as you lose to Jack. So with the second nuts, Don't Mess With Me checks the aces with the boat versus Tom. And then versus Cream, the second nuts versus the third nuts. Don't Mess With Me checks and another check back. So it was very interesting to see those hands being played out. I did not remember the ace 5 check back. Or was it ace 4? Whatever, Cream check back with the straight. Which was just as impressive. So it's been a very fun final table. Now we're heads up. Don't Mess With Me. We'll rip in the ace 4 and take it down pretty. Jack and a 4 for Pally. We'll find the fold. 2 and a 10 for Don't Mess With Me. We'll likely fold. But no, they go for the min raise, and the min raise will get through pre. I would have just folded. That's actually a pretty cool play by Don't Mess With Me. Go for the min raise. Fold to the jam. 9-10 suited. We'll rip it in. Queen 6 calls any 9 or 10. Nope, a full double for Pally. 15-16 blinds are still in the game. 10-8 limps it in. Queen will raise small. And Pally quickly folds. Ace and a 10 versus a 10 and a 6. Don't Mess With Me jams and takes it down pre. 3-2 for Pally. Will limp it in. Don't Mess With Me will rip the 6s all in. And take it down pre-flop. King and a 3 versus a king and a 2. We'll see a min raise. And a call. 9-7-2 flop goes check. Bet. No. Don't Mess With Me checks it back. 4 on the turn goes check. Bet. Fold. And we're moving. No. Goes check. Jack on the river goes check. And Don't Mess With Me takes a small pot. 7-6 suited rips it in. Don't Mess With Me with 60% here with the Jack 9. We'll find the fold. And we're moving along. Ace Jack versus King 8. We might see this get in pre. Ace Jack rips. King 8 calls. Any king or 8. 7 will do. No, we have 9 on the river.
Congratulations, you are a winner.
Great job by Don't Mess With Me. A nice show by Pally as well. We'll see where they started this bad boy off. They're coming in with 19 blinds. Wow. Third last place. That's a pretty good showing from Pally. There was a comment on the video about somebody saying Pally would play rather tight, so I was rather curious to see how they went about things. And they certainly did play tight, but tight is right at certain points in times, and this is one of them. When you're on a stacked final table, when you got a lot of money for first and second place, for not that big of a buy-in, 530, Pally played their spot super well. And it was very fun to see all the checkbacks from all the nutted hands. So yeah, I suppose that's the end of the show. So if you made it all the way through, thanks for checking this bullshit out. If you got any suggestions to make the show any better, fire them away in the comments. With all that being said, adios amigos.